Welcome, Flyers fans. You're listening to Chris Mayer, Flyers Fan Mania 93 on YouTube.
Okay, so I went to this game. I went and paid money to go watch the Flyers. If the Flyers didn't have a goal horn and goal horns just weren't a thing in the NHL, and when the Flyers scored, there would have just been cheer, and when the Rangers scored, there would have just been cheer. The cheering for the Rangers would have been louder than the Flyers, and the Flyers were at home in this game. That's how bad it was, and I basically sat there like a grump when the Rangers went up 3-2 and tied the game 40 seconds later after Cam York scored his first NHL goal, which was one of the big highlights in this game for the Flyers. It's 7 in a row. It might be 10 now. It looks like we might actually have two 10-game losing streaks in the season. I don't even know how the hell that is possible. But regardless, that's how bad it's been for the Flyers this year. That's how difficult it has been to cover them, watch them as a fan, whatever the hell you're doing. It's been unbelievably hard. And this is worse than last year, 100%. There are so many problems wrong with this team. And it is the same bad habits that Mike Yeo keeps talking about that continue to just pound them deeper and deeper and deeper into the pile of just... they are horrendous. They are literally horrendous. There's no getting around it. It is brutal hockey right now, and that was another brutal loss because, again, I honestly didn't think the Flyers played that bad. It honestly felt like they deserved a better fate. In the first period, they didn't have many chances, only 6 shots on net, not much to the net. In the second period, it was really the same thing. They had a handful of chances, but that was it. And then the third, they took it to them. They got the go-ahead goal, and then everything fell apart again. Not even a minute later. It's like they can't even build momentum off of something good. It's like something goes good, then next thing is bad. It's like it's just terrible. It is brutal right now. Basically the same lineup that it was against Boston. Farabee, Drew, Atkinson, for names like Hayes, Mayhew, Lindblom, Lawton, Konechny, Cates, Frost on the fourth line. Again, brutal. McEwen, Provorov, and Braun, York, and Sanheim, Yandel, and Sealer. I'm sorry, but Sealer is just not an NHL defenseman anymore. I mean, look, the guy served his purpose for the handful of games that he should have been playing, but he's just getting overused at this point. Frost on the fourth line is just a crime. I'm sorry, but Gary Mayhew cannot be playing second line. I would rather have Max Woolman and they send him down to Lehigh Valley or Wade Allison. I actually tweeted that I thought the Flyers should have just called up Allison into last night's game with the Phantoms. Allison did score tonight. Wouldn't be surprised. And I actually think the Flyers should call him up for their next game on Monday against the Islanders. But again, there's been a couple questionable things that have happened recently, and especially with the lineup, and Sealer just has not been good. Obviously, Yandel's been struggling most of the season. First period, it was really all Rangers early. Brutal start again for the Flyers, just like they had in Boston. Really brutal turnover by Farabee in the neutral zone. That kind of gave the Rangers momentum off of Panarin chance. Circle around. They had a couple looks. Hart had a couple saves, and the Rangers get a power play. 1-0 Zibanejad scores on a one-timer. It was just an absolute bullet of a shot. I really didn't like the PK there. Again, it was just like they were kind of standing around, and it felt like the Bruins' first power play in that game on Thursday, where the Flyers were basically just standing around. That's what it felt like on that one as well. The Flyers had, at 11:58, there was a TV timeout. Flyers had no shots. They had good zone time, but just nothing to the net, and that was the problem through the first 40 in this game for the Flyers. Only had 13 shots, and nothing was to the net. It was all perimeter play outside. If they had a shot from the point, it got blocked, and they get a chance off the rush, off a neutral zone turnover. They started to pick it up. They had more zone time, started to get a couple more shots. And then they, as I said, they got the 3-on-2 rush off a neutral zone turnover. Lindblom scores on the rebound. They did a much better job in the second half of that period, getting more pucks to the net, more neutral zone support, because it felt like the Rangers were able to break out very easily. And the Flyers just had the puck more. That was the better thing. Mayhew had a chance in close, ended up getting checked. Flyers had a really good shift by the Lawton line. They had good support, lots of good passing there. Rangers had a chance up the wing. backhand. I have no idea how it deflected this way, but it was on the goal line, and Yandel made his best play in probably about 2 months and smacks that one off the line there. I felt like it was a pretty even period. It settled down in the Flyers' favor. They were better in the defensive zone as the period went on, and they had much more zone time, like I mentioned. Shots were 8-6 in favor of the Rangers. Second period, Kakko had a chance in close, ended up getting blocked. York had a shot that was tipped in front. Giroux almost got the one home. It was probably the Flyers' best chance for that period. Rangers get a power play. Hayes with a trip. Good PK. It felt like the Flyers had pretty good defensive plays there. They, basically clogged everything in the middle. If they could get a stick on it, they did, and they were able to clear the puck when they did. And every time they could, they got it out. So that was the good thing about that one. Konechny ended up finding Yale at the point in a shot that bounced around, almost went in off of a Hayes shot from the goal line. Then the Rangers went back the other way, 2-on-1. It was a very back and forth period. Rangers had their looks, Flyers had their looks. So it was pretty even after two. Flyers got a power play in this period. Wasn't I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a bad power play, but it wasn't good either. It was kind of just meh. Like, they had the puck, they were able to possess it, pass it around, maybe get some looks, but it kind of just felt like they were trying to get set up way too much. And there was a chance late where the Flyers went in on kind of like a 4-on-2 of a really nice zone injury by Frost, and they tried to set it up just too much, and the Rangers were able to kind of just, basically get set and break it up. Then the Rangers had a 2-on-1 after that, ended up going just wide. Flyers had many chances there late. Not many shots, but again, they had zone time, and I said it to one of my buddies when I was at the game, they just had to put more pucks on net, and they did that in the third period. In the third period alone, the Flyers had 15 shots. That was more in the combined 40 minutes of play. They had 13 in the first two periods, 15 in the third, so they were starting to shoot. And Atkinson had a chance quick off the hop. Flyers had a chance one way, Rangers the other. Sealer almost scored on a 2-on-1 play. Konechny passed it right through. Sealer tried to go backhand, ended up getting tripped up by Shesterkin's pad. It was so close. And then Schneider had a chance. He missed high glove side on Hart. And then York would score to make it 2-1 for the Flyers. Shot from the point. Really good play by McEwen. He broke up the play in the defensive zone, drives up the wing with speed, cuts in, ends up going back to the point. And York basically with a seeing eye shot, the knuckle puck goes in on Shesterkin, and it's a 2-1 Flyers lead. And then, again, as I said, not even 35, 40 seconds later, 2-2. Passing play in front, tic-tac-toe, Cheadle. He scores, and it's a tie game. And then the Rangers, who basically just cycled the puck and passed it around, through. Didn't matter where it was going, who it went to. The Rangers got it, and they ended up scoring. The shot by Fox, deflected home by Kreider right through Hart, and 3-2, and that would be the game-winning goal. Everything from the Flyers with the empty net, when they pulled the goalie around 2 minutes left, was just all to the outside. Nothing towards the net, and that was the problem in this game. They didn't get anything to the net. And the Flyers actually hit a post on a tip from center ice. And it was just a play where the Sanheim passed it, Frost tipped it, and it just bounced and hit the post. And I was like, if that went in, that place would have been absolutely bonkers if that would have been the tying goal. But again, I just cannot stress, how embarrassing it is to go to this game. And look, I get it, the Flyers aren't playing well, and the Rangers are a very good team this year. Those are two very good factors you have to put into consideration. But the Flyers, there was literally just a whole sequence of play where the crowd got going off of Eagles chants and Swoop banging the Let's Go Flyers drum in the beginning of the game. That was the only thing that was getting the actual Philly crowd going in this game. And the Rangers, it felt like it was a Rangers home game. I mean, again, if the Flyers didn't have a goal horn, the Rangers chant would have been louder than the Flyers when they scored. So that is a problem to me. It's embarrassing. It really is, to sit there and have to cheer on, when the Rangers, and then they go up by one, and it's so deflating. It just is. And again, it's very frustrating right now to cover this team with everything that's going on. But yeah, 7 in a row. So hopefully the Flyers can kind of break that. And I put out a tweet earlier that, basically kind of mentioned that, the Flyers, if they won this game, they might have been able to pick up some ground in the playoffs. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I don't see them as a playoff team. I was just simply stating that if they won this game, they have a handful of easier opponents coming up where they might have been able to, pick up some wins and get some ground, because realistically, a small streak puts them closer, but they are so far out of it, it's not even funny. So again, that was just to clear all of that up, because I think people were trying to make that like that I said that they'd make the playoffs when I've said it many times. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, and I don't see them making the playoffs at all. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Remember to check out SeatGeek. You can use code FlyersFanMania for $20 off your first order. Butt ends, you can use code PHI for 10% off anything there. And Garrett Group Construction for any home improvement needs. Make sure to check all of those sponsors out. And again, thank you to all the sponsors for all the support. Thank you guys for the support as well. I would not be where I am today without you all. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all again soon.